If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please consider hitting the like button. It really does help the video out, even if I don't deserve it because I'm terrible at video games. And if you want to follow me on Twitter for absolutely no reason, the link for that is down below. If you do need any coins, head over to u7buystore.com. Use the code TVM at checkout for a discount. The link is in the description. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new save in FM22. Now, not many of you will be familiar with Carmarthen Celtic, and we'll talk about that in a second. Before you go, don't know the club, don't care, moving on, I won't watch it. We're not going to be here forever. We're not going to be here for, hopefully, that long, really. The whole point of this save is going to be to win a major top-flight division, whether that be the Premier League, La Liga, whatever, just a major top flight. And the other is going to be to win a major European trophy, whether that be, I mean, obviously the Champions League is going to be the main focus around this, but if after 20 years we've only won a Europa League and for some reason we can't seem to crack it, then so be it. But that's going to be the main thing. The other thing is going to be to win a major international trophy. So that would be a World Cup or a European Championship. I can't imagine. I mean, potentially if we go over to the other side of the world and they're not in the European Championship, obviously the equivalent of that over there, wherever it may be. I don't think I've got any other like main focuses. Obviously the domestic trophies is going to be something that I would like to do, but because we're going to be bouncing around a little bit between clubs, it is going to be a hard one. I'm going to keep track of everything. Every single trophy we win, I will mark it down. There will be a graphic at the end of every season, or every time we move club maybe. We'll have a little look at the honours that we've picked up. But the main target here is to go on, as the title suggests, a road to glory. I have started as realistic as I possibly can. So I have a coaching badge, even though in real life I don't, because I don't think you could start without any coaching badge. I think I had to have like the basic. So I've got the worst or the most basic coaching badge I could possibly have. I'm not a Sunday League footballer because, again, I kind of wanted to keep it as close as I could. Sunday League football is the lowest, but I have played for this football club in real life, and they are a semi-professional team, as we're about to find out. So I've clicked semi-professional. They are the closest football team in FM that is to me in real life. And I say that as if there's another one closer. There isn't. This is the closest football team to my house. Now, they're not 25 minutes away. They're not an hour away. They are, I could throw a stone and probably hit the stanchion. They are that close. I don't go and see them as often as maybe I should do, but they are very, very close to my house. And like I said, I have played for them before. They follow me on Twitter. I follow them. Yeah, it's a big thing. So I have taken charge. Like I said, I'm not really planning on being here that long. Media prediction is 13th. They currently reside in the second tier of Welsh football. They were founded, as you can see, in 1924. If you care, they don't have a director of football. Their reputation is next to none. And they only have one trophy to their name, which was the Welsh Football League Division 3 in 2007. Know it well. Did I play for them then? No, I didn't. Close, but no, not quite. Just goes to show that they won a trophy after I left. So this is real. All these players actually play for them in real life. One of the most decorated players that Carmarthen Celtic have, or I should say had, was Ham, as in the meat. But unfortunately, he left. Season just gone, so he's not in the game anymore. And he was their best player. So, a little bit frustrated. Meechan up front, though, is probably going to be influential. Now, I do know the club and I know the players quite well, because every single FM I will take over Carmarthen Celtic. But I haven't done it, well, that's a lie. I have done it this year, but only for like a season. I did get them promoted, incidentally. But like I said, we're not going to be here, hopefully anyway, that long. Yeah, I'm going to have to, and yes, I suppose I will. So the way that the league system works is there is only one promotion spot and absolutely no playoff places whatsoever. So it is going to be very difficult to get out of the division. When I did this months ago now, when the game first came out, I did this first season, and I think I did it by 2 points. And I put a lot of effort into it in terms of concentration, should we say. So going up is going to be difficult. However, we don't necessarily need to go up. We just need to finish above the media prediction of 13th so that other clubs around us and maybe in different leagues take notice and say, hey, do you want to come and be our manager? Because at the moment, we are one of the worst clubs, I would argue, in world football, because the competition reputation of Wales is 237th. Now, I don't know how many there are in the world. Hello. So 237 out of 335. So to be fair, there is, the Welsh 5th tier is beneath us. The 6th tier is beneath us. I would have actually started in the Welsh 6th tier. There is another Cwmbran town or Cwmbran club, and they're called Cwmbran Town. They're actually not too far away as well, because obviously they're in the same town. But I've never played for them, so I don't really feel the emotional connection. In fact, they are technically rivals, and I think they play down here somewhere in the 4th or 5th tier. But either way, I could have started there, but they're not in the game. I would have had to get a database add-on, etc. But the whole point, like I said, is going to be to stay at the club for a season, probably. Try and improve it with no money. No wage budget to speak of realistically. We're going to have to get people in on like £5 a week. That is the kind of level that we're at right now. Like, it's so bad down here that people can come and go all season. There isn't really a transfer window. People can dip in and out. The quality of player, like for example, I would argue that the best player that we have, I did have a custom. Meacham then. Meacham is our best player. Let's have a look at our best player. Horrendous. He is star player in his prime years, apparently. He's 5-star. Now, he is terrible. In this league, he's actually not that bad. So that's the kind of level that we're working with. In terms of the scheduling, we have friendlies set up against other Welsh clubs. Newport City, we play our final game. And then we're into the league against Carmarthen in just over a month's time. So when I return, hopefully the team will look a fair bit different and we will have had some results. And that brings us to now. We are match day, first game of the season. I have played a fair few games so far. A couple of friendlies just to get myself acquainted. But we've had 2 cup games and the season hasn't even started yet. In fact, unfortunately, we've been knocked out of the cup by Llanelli Town. Not surprising, really. I'm actually really shocked we beat... I don't even know how to say that. Is it Undy? I'm shocked we beat them. They're in the same division as we are. And we beat them 4-1, which I think is quite impressive, considering this team is meant to finish relatively low down. Then again, no idea where Undy are meant to finish. Llanelli, they were relegated season before last. Last season, of course, the league was void because of COVID. So here we are. They are meant to be like top 2, top 3. So we lost 4-2. It could have been a lot worse. They had a goal disallowed. It was an absolute banger of a goal as well. And it shouldn't have been disallowed because the player that they said was offside had nothing to do with the play at all. But it was, we clawed it back when I changed the tactics slightly. But it wasn't enough. I couldn't play some of our new players either because they were cup tied, which is typical. First game of the season then against Carmarthen Town. I've got absolutely no idea where they're meant to finish this season. I don't know the media prediction or anything. They are obviously currently 7th, but that's because no one's played any games. In terms of transfers, I won't dwell on this too long because none of you are going to know who these players are. I don't really know who these players are either. We got rid of Samuel Powell, who was one of our highest earners. He wasn't, obviously, transfer fee-wise down here. Players don't really move for money. So Samuel Powell has gone to Buckley, apparently. That team must be absolutely insane because they keep nicking players that I want to buy. So they must be fantastic. Apparently we should sign Powell, whatever the price. I looked at him and I thought, yeah, he's all right, but he can't cross. He's a fullback. He cannot cross, which for the most part is fine. Not the system I want to play. So useless. I've been concentrating on bringing players in who can do the basics and do the basics well enough. Now, Andrews, who hasn't played for us yet because he was cup tied, will come in and be my main right back for the season. 8 tackling, which is a little bit lower than my previous right back. However, he has 8 crossing, which is 7 better than my previous right back. So I'm quite happy. He's not the slowest either. He's got a little bit of natural fitness to him as well. So yeah, fairly happy there. Jack Perry, goalkeeper, nothing much to say. Has some reflexes, handling and aerial reach, more than my current keeper has. So I'm happy to bring him in. Sam Thomas, who's only 16. One for the future. No, so I mean, to be fair, he's all right. He's not amazing. He probably will play now and again as some sort of holding midfield player. Nicky Ward, who is apparently awful. To be fair, he's 43, right? So can't expect too much. He's declining everywhere. I've brought him in for 11 crossing. Quite literally the only reason. Oh, and because he's left-footed. We had a right-footed player out on the left. That can't work. So, yeah, had to bring in a left-footed player who had the ability to cross. There aren't that many players in this division who know how to cross, so that could be invaluable. Maurizio Bruno can't play for us. Work permit. Classic. Lewis Brown, central midfield player. Not amazing by any stretch of the imagination. Had really good physicals and a couple of okay technical stats, and that was enough for me to bring him in. Better than what we had anyway. Harley John, our best defender bar none. This guy is a wall at the back. And not only did I bring in one defender, I brought in 2 defenders. There you go. English. We're in the Welsh League though, so maybe I shouldn't be speaking English. So anyway, centre-back there. We brought in another centre-back. We are much better at the back, even though we just conceded 4 to Llanelli, but that's just the way life goes. Adrian Evans, 43 and on the way up. Are you mad? The other 43-year-old is on the way down. The reason I liked the look of him was because he had 10 heading. He still knows where the net is. And his jumping reach is 13 as well. Honestly, that's about it, really, if I'm being honest. Everything else about him is pretty trash. And the fact that he's 43, I'm really surprised things are going in that direction. It's an awful team. Even with the additions that I've brought in, the team is actually quite shocking. Apparently, he's unregistered. I didn't realise I had to register players. Matthew Andrews needs to come in. Under 21, under 21, under 21. They're all under 21 and that's fine. So we can just confirm that. And there we go. We should be able to bring them. So Jack Perry in for Evans, who, to be fair, Warren Evans isn't bad. But his aerial reach is 2 compared to what, the 12 or 13 of Perry that we just brought in. Everything else is around the same. So Perry's going to be better in goal. Andrews, who did I just bring him in for? The right back. Now, Prosser is our current right back, but he's only got 3 crossing. He does know how to defend better, but as we are primarily going to be using the fullbacks to cross the ball in, I'm going to do no-nonsense centre-back. Just defender. I was going to say stopper, but no. No, do I just... Nah, let's just stick to central defender, defend. Why not? Changing too many things. There was someone else as well. Where was Thomas? Thomas is starting, actually. The 16-year-old is starting in the midfield. Is what it is. Did I bring anyone else in? Hinwood was the player that we already had in defence. God, this team is terrible. And Adrian Evans is our new striker, but unfortunately got injured pre-season. He can play 75 minutes of football, so I will bring him on for Connor, I'm thinking. Yeah, Connor's awful. I mean, but then again, Alex McDowell is equally as bad, but he has better physicals, I think, so we'll just do that. Oh, God, it's a terrible team. I'm expecting to lose this game by about 40 goals. This system may not work for this lower down. Against Llanelli, what I had to do was lower the tempo down massively and play much shorter passing. And the reason I had to do that was because we were just playing long wayward balls, trying to get in behind. We can't do that, really, against slightly quicker defenders because our strikers are very, very, very slow. They have awful acceleration pace. It's just not going to happen the way that it did in the previous save with Brentford when we had like 17 acceleration up front and we could just zip in behind. Can't do that here. So we'll play the first I don't know, 10, 20. We'll see how we get on, and I may have to do it permanently. But we all pre-season and in the first round of that Welsh Cup, I got away with playing the exact same system. He's in on goal, and he's at the post. And I'm going to say he, because I can't say his name. I don't know whether it's two L's, which doesn't make any sense, or whether it's an IL. I just don't know how to say his name. So, he it is. I'm not really looking to win every single game we play here. Obviously, that would be nice. But I would be very content with a, I don't know, 4 or 5 places better finish than the media predicts, if that makes sense. So we're meant to be finishing 13th. I'd be happy with 9th this season, 8th or 9th. If we could get, I don't know, the problem with this is not knowing what team is meant to do that well where. Like, I don't know if Carmarthen are a team that are challenging for the league. I don't know if Carmarthen, I mean, to be fair, I think they are, right? Carmarthen Town should be in the top flight. They've been in the top flight before, fairly recently. So they are a good side. So the fact that we are 0-0 here with Meechan through on goal and he's missed an absolute sitter. And I say sitter, it's a sitter by a Premier League player standard, maybe not so much a sitter by a second tier of Welsh football player standard. The difference between going from winning the Premier League and the Champions League to playing in this division is astronomical. Equally the other way round. Which is exactly what I did when I started the Brentford save. I was coming off a Cumbrae Celtic save. So it is a little bit like trying to get used to what players can and cannot do. They have a corner. Andrews plays it in, and it's gone over. Dion Phillips has come on for Noah Daly. Means nothing to nobody. I was going to say I'm going to encourage the boys again. They've got a free kick. Ball played in, and Tancock at the back post. Steers it goalwards. Now I'm definitely going to have to encourage the boys. That is unfortunate, to say the least, because I think up until that point we weren't doing that bad. Let's encourage. Let's also pause the game. Let's not do that. Let's have a little look. So, not many highlights, unfortunately. Adrian Evans can come on now instead of this guy. Who is Lewis Isles? I'm going to call him Isles. I don't recognise that. He's Welsh, and I don't recognise how to say that name, so I've got no idea. But Lewis Isles comes off. Evans comes on. Evans is a right-footed player, unfortunately, but he is fairly decent in the air, and he's very tall as well, I think. I sorted by height when I looked into getting him. So Sam Thomas could do with coming off. Isaac Powell potentially could come on. I'm going to switch him into support. What I'm going to do is actually switch the system completely. Get rid of pass into space on. I will work the ball into the box. Why not? We will play for set pieces. We will run at defence as well. It's a little bit contradictory. But we'll also play an offside trap because our defenders are super, super slow. I think I will adopt this permanently going forward, this sort of lower tempo system, because our players are just not quick enough to keep up with it. But I wanted to see if it would work the same way that it did for the Premier League team, and obviously it's not really doing what I need it to do. We are 10 minutes away from defeat, which is not the best way to start your managerial career in the league. Brown on that right-hand side. Here's Brown on the inside. Here's Andrews. Back to Brown. Goes for goal, and Evans is there, and he's offside. He is offside. You son of a... Well, I brought him on. I thought it was an inspired substitution. Turns out he has no idea where he is, and that is offside. He put it in with his left foot, though. Encouraging. Oh, hello. Set piece. Martin. Ball in. Back post. Cleared. Millwall would go after that. That is the centre-back, I might add. Here's Ward. Do I go into that old system we used to have? Remember that really old system? For those of you who watched the last save. Hello, ball forward. Martin. Brings it back to Ward. Into the box. There's Evans. Inspired. That is going to count. Stick it up your backside, Carmarthen. 1-1 away from home. I would be happy with a draw. Carmarthen, decent side from what I remember. I will take it. But of course, there is time left. It's a simple finish. And he's found himself in that position twice now. He's only been on the field 5 minutes. To be fair, I would have started him if he was fit enough to play the entire game. Yeah, the other system was... what was it? This one. Remember this one? For those of you who watched the Brentford save, this is the system that we adopted at the very beginning of the save, We could do this for Cumbrae and Celtic. Both of my... I think both of my fullbacks are capable of playing wingbacks. It was quite a boring system. Didn't concede many goals, but we didn't score that many either. So, I don't know, maybe I'll do it 1 or 2 games off camera just to see how it works. Daniel Pritchard, you are terrible. Brandon Virgo, can he do... I mean, he can do something. Let's bring Virgo on for Brown. Not that I'm that, happy about it, but we'll do it. Just some fresh legs. And we'll encourage as well, because we are 1 goal away from victory here. We've not done terribly, to be fair, for a team who were meant to finish near the bottom. 1-1 draw away from home against Carmarthen. I will take it. I've changed my tracksuit for this save. I've got a Cumbrae Celtic themed tracksuit. I hope I can change colours of that tracksuit when I move to a different team. Would be a bit weird if I was, I don't know, in charge of Walsall, for example, and I had a blue and yellow tracksuit on. But hey, there we are. 1-1 in our first game. Not the most exciting game of all time. However, Carmarthen Town, if we look at their history, they were relegated. They were relegated last season, but of course it didn't count. But it did count because it didn't. Well, they completed it on where it was, by the looks of things. So Carmarthen were relegated, despite the fact that the league didn't technically finish. Season before that, they finished 9th in the Premier League, or in the Welsh Premier League. So, yeah, that's very unfortunate for... Yeah, that is rather unfortunate. But here we are. Never mind, that's life, I suppose. I'm more than happy with that, considering that they were probably one of the teams who were meant to go back up again. Just goes to, I'm going to send my assistant. Why that's not on automatically, I don't know. I'm going to start Evans in every game after that performance, I think. So there we are. I am probably going to have to complete an entire season in the Welsh League before we can think about moving. Unless, for example, I can win... It's unrealistic. But if I win, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 games on the trot... jobs then might become available and they may look at us and go, hey, do you want to come and manage us because you're doing so well? And then obviously we may be able to leave. I'm not going to be loyal in this save at all for the most part. If a job becomes available or I'm approached by anyone at any point, unless I'm on the cusp of winning the league in said division or a cup or whatever it may be, I'm not going to have an awful lot of loyalty. I want to try and progress up as high as we can, not as quick as we can, but within a reasonable time. The whole point of the save, if I haven't mentioned it already, and I probably did, but like maybe 15 minutes ago, it's going to be to win a major league trophy. It's going to be to win a major cup, and it's going to be to win a major international trophy as well. Whether we should maybe add in that we should look to win a trophy with every team, so we can't leave until we win a trophy. That might be a bit of a problem because Cumbrae and Celtic, already knocked out of 1 cup, probably don't have an awful lot more. So JD Welsh Cup begins in 62 days. The chance of us winning that is 0. The Nathaniel MG Cup we've already been knocked out of, so the only other competition we have is the league. I don't think we're going to win the league because of how Llanelli dispatched us and we couldn't beat Carmarthen. We were quite lucky to rescue a point, so I don't really think it's realistic for us to win the league. I don't know if winning a trophy before we leave is a good thing or not, but let me know if you've got any suggestions for this series. Pop it in the comments. I think my major trophy idea is decent, but we've got to work our way up. No one's going to hire us until we can get some better coaching badges and we can put our money where our mouth is and actually get some results in the league that we are currently in. So that is Cumbrae and Celtic. That is the team. I will switch this around a little bit, I think. I like the formation. Not a massive fan of the instructions for this division, so I will have a little tinker. When I come back, it'll be much later on in the league, I would imagine. But if you have enjoyed it and you're excited for a brand new season of FM, then do me a favor, or brand new save of FM, I should say, then do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.